Zucchini, zucchini, zucchini! My name is Brandy Burrow and I'm a SNAP-Ed educator with the University of Minnesota Extension. And today we'll be talking about and preparing zucchini. If you know any gardeners, you know that they always have a bunch of this stuff to give away. So today we're going to be learning about different ways to prepare it. I really like zucchini because it has a mild flavor, so it goes with a lot of different dishes and can be used to add a lot of texture and color. So let's get started. So zucchini is a summer squash, which means it is grown and harvested in the summer. You can find them most plentiful in the summertime from June to early October. And when you're harvesting zucchini from your own garden or maybe looking for it at the farmer's market or the grocery store, you want to look for zucchini that is from 4 to 6 inches in length, so a smaller zucchini, with a deep green color and a firm texture. That way you know that it's very flavorful and has a lot of the nutrients maintained. And I really like to cook with zucchini because it has a mild flavor, which means it's a very versatile vegetable. You can use it in a lot of dishes. It goes with a lot of the flavors that you put with it, and it adds a really nice color.
Okay, go for it.
If you're not going to use zucchini right away, you can keep it on your counter in a bag like this for up to a week, or in the fridge for up to 4 days. Before we get started, it's important that we wash our hands with hot water and soap. Need a good lather and wash for about 20 seconds. All right. So to clean zucchini, you just run it under cool water until all the dirt that might have come off from the garden has washed off. And then I'm just going to put it in this colander. Now that our zucchini is clean, we can finally cook with it. And I'm going to start making one of my favorite recipes, Mexican zucchini skillet. And the first step is to get all of our ingredients ready. So along with zucchini, we're also going to be using some cilantro, grape tomatoes, black beans, lime, frozen corn, and some fresh garlic. And the first step is to get all these veggies rinsed in the sink and clean and ready to go. Now that our ingredients and our vegetables are rinsed and ready to work with, let's get started with the zucchini. I'm going to start by cutting the stem off on either end, and then I'll cut it in half lengthwise twice, because we want a nice small diced zucchini for this recipe. You can also grate it and use it in soups or sauces or baked goods, or you can cut it in thin or thick slices for roasting or grilling. But today we want diced zucchini about 1/4 inch thick, and it's nice to get them about the same size so they cook at about the same speed. And I'm just going to go ahead and set this aside in another bowl. We want about 3 cups of diced zucchini, which is about 2 small zucchini. Now zucchini is made up of a lot of water, which makes it a very low-calorie vegetable, but it's also very high in fiber, which is great for digestion. And it's also packed with vitamin C, which we know is really great for immunity. It also acts as an antioxidant, which fights aging, but it also contains a lot of potassium, which is an electrolyte that's important for fluid balance and blood pressure and normal muscle and nerve functioning. Next, we're going to cut our tomatoes, and now we need about a cup of diced tomatoes. Today I'm using grape tomatoes, so we'll probably just cut those in half, make it nice and easy. These grape tomatoes are really nice because they're easy to cut in half and they don't contain as much moisture. So to get a cup, you probably need about a half a pint. And we will set these aside for now in a bowl. And to add a little more flavor and color to this dish, I'm going to be adding some fresh cilantro. And depending on how much cilantro you like, you can use more or less, but I'm going to use about a tablespoon of fresh chopped cilantro. Now you can eat the stems if you'd like, or you can just remove the leaves. But an easy way is just to cut the stems from the bottom and chop away. Some other flavors that might be nice in this dish are some fresh jalapeno if you like it spicy, or maybe some cumin or cayenne pepper, because cilantro is not everybody's favorite flavor. You either love it or you hate it, it seems. But I, for one, love it. If you don't like cilantro, you can add a little more flavor with some fresh jalapeno or maybe some green onion or cumin. It's really up to you. Today we're also going to be using a little frozen corn. If corn is in season when you choose to make this dish, go ahead and use fresh. But for the frozen corn, we're going to use about a cup of that. And don't worry about thawing it for this dish. We're just going to add it to the zucchini over here. All right. The last ingredient that we're going to prepare for this recipe is fresh garlic. This will add a lot of flavor. It's an aromatic, so it will add a lot of great scent too. And to peel the garlic, you just put it under your chef's knife like this and give it a good whack. And it should just peel pretty easily, maybe a couple whacks. And for this recipe, I'm going to mince it really small. But if you want a milder garlic flavor, just slicing it would be nice. The smaller you cut your garlic, the more flavor it will contribute to the dish. So I'm just going to give it a nice mince. I like my dish really garlicky. Now that all of our ingredients are ready to go, we're finally ready to assemble the Mexican zucchini skillet. We're going to heat our olive oil until it's nice and shimmery. And I'm only using about a tablespoon of olive oil. It doesn't take a lot. So we'll let that heat for just a moment. First, we're going to put our garlic in to this hot oil. Stir it just a little bit for about a minute until it gets a light golden color. But don't cook it too long because it might get a little bitter. So when you start smelling the garlic, that would be a great time to add our zucchini and the corn right into the pan. And you're going to cook this for just a few minutes, about 3 minutes, until the corn is thawed and the zucchini is just a little tender. The garlic smell is really kicking up right now, and I think that's going to taste really great with this zucchini. Remember, zucchini has a really mild flavor, so it takes on any flavor that you put with it, which is really nice. It seems like a really simple dish now, but when all of these different flavors of these different vegetables come together with all of these different colors, it's really quite a fantastic and impressive dish. Next, we're going to add our black beans. Now, these were canned black beans, but you can make your own at home if you'd like. I did rinse and drain them right into the pan. Next, I'm going to add the sliced grape tomatoes. And I'm also going to add our cilantro now too. So about a tablespoon of that. And now we'll just mix for another minute or two until all the ingredients are heated through. This dish is really coming together. It's just about finished. To finish this dish, I'm going to add a little lime juice and a little feta cheese right on top. So why don't we get started on cutting that lime. So just cut your lime in half. And I'm going to use the juice from half of a lime, but you can use more if you like it a little limier. And depending on how juicy your lime is, you might want to use a little more than half a lime. But I think that's just right. This lime will just brighten all the flavors and bring it together. And I'm just going to turn this heat off. So give it a little stir. And to finish this dish, I'm going to garnish it with a little feta cheese. This will add a nice salty flavor and contribute a little dairy to our dish. And I'm just going to sprinkle it right over the top, about a half a cup. I like feta cheese because it has a really pungent flavor. It adds a lot of flavor to dishes without using a lot of cheese. So a little goes a long way. And that's it. Our Mexican zucchini skillet is finished and ready to enjoy. If you'd like to complete the meal, you could serve it with a side of brown rice, or wrap it in a tortilla, or a side of tortilla chips, and that would make a delicious meal for your family. And I can't wait to taste this. This recipe is a great way, a delicious way to get your 4 to 6 half-cup servings of vegetables every day. So tasty, so fresh with that cilantro and a little saltiness from the cheese. I hope you try to make this for your family at home. Well, thank you for watching. For more information on veggie prep tips, go to the University of Minnesota Extension website.